So we just saw an absolute terror. He does good AoE damage. He has a dot, albeit not as devastating as some other people's damage over time skills, but his is still noteworthy, especially if you get 5 stacks, because it affects how much damage his Noxian Guillotine or his ultimate is going to do with that true damage. So very devastating, especially if you get a reset. We saw Darius get a double reset last game, just wiping the floor up at the windmill. Lulu, we've talked about several times, really great support champion, has good range, good poke, has that shield and wild growth for deceptive health on herself or her teammates. And then we see Pantheon and Cassidy as the last bans. Pantheon, not necessarily always banned, but a very strong champion. Has global presence because of his ultimate. And then he has a stun with that guaranteed crit, below a health threshold. He's able to take out his target. He's more of a somewhat AD caster assassin playstyle, but is also tanky. If you get just 1 or 2 items and then you have that passive Aegis that's going to block auto attacks here and there, every, couple number of attacks or spells used by Pantheon. Cassidy, meanwhile, is just he is like the permaban of Dominion. If you play competitive Dominion, you know someone is going to ban out Cassidy. And it's because he's mobile, and if you just build up, a mana pool on him, he's just gonna hop around with that ultimate of his, and he's going to do a lot of damage because it builds up charges. And at the same time, he's going to, hop over walls and be super fast, even without a speed buff, and just be everywhere on the map whenever he wants to be. And then he has some good extra AoE damage. He has that silence. Just not a champion you want to deal with on the Crystal Scar. Not the skill set you want to see. And we are going to have potentially a remake, or hopefully just a going right back into the pick and ban phase. Probably client and or technical issues there.
Oh, okay. We just had someone had a little bit of a computer error, and our protocol for that is if you have an error, you just exit out and tell people right away, like, hey, there's a thing. So yeah, picks and bans will be the same up to the point where the thing broke. So we'll get that sorted out here pretty quick. Guys, come join the chat channel if you're on North America server. The chat channel is called Dominate Dominion. Check out the website, dominatedominion.com. We were getting ready to launch a new site. Didn't quite have it ready for today. In the next couple of days, we will. You'll see that updated, and it'll be all cool, new, and shiny. And I'm really excited to see it. I know it's coming. You guys don't. Man, it's gonna be awesome. Like, you really need to check it out the next couple of days so you can see when that goes live. And you'll know when that site goes live by following us on Twitter at DominateDom on Twitter, and also like us on Facebook. It's facebook.com/DominateDominion. Check us out there as well. And keep informed for all of the Dominion goings on that Dominate Dominion is involved with.
Alright, so Buddha is back in the lobby. We're just taking
Oh my god, I said that and 40 people joined. Holy crap. That's awesome. You viewers are awesome. Like, holy cow, you guys are so cool.
Pretty awesome.
Go on, Silver. I'm sorry. That was just
no,
cool.
it's cool. I really want to keep thanking the viewers. I mean, we've Dominate Dominion as a community and as a tournament has grown so much. And also shout out to Riot. I mean, that the new featured streamer portal program. That's a lot of words, but yeah, that program really helping out a lot of the up and coming streams such as ourselves. And we are back in, so hopefully no technical issues this time, and we'll be able to get through. The ban should be the same, and there we go. We do see the Jax ban, Wukong, even in the same order. These guys are awesome. Not going to confuse any of us. And then we'll be going right into the picks.
Alright, so ban. Someone asking who has the highest ELO on North America. For Dominion, back when we could track it, the person who had the highest ELO was Sauron. He had 2816 at his highest. Usually hovered right around within 10-15 points of the 2800 mark. He was 300 points out above all others. I think there were 2 people that came close to him, and yeah, thanks Lotion Stick for asking that. That's a question we love answering here. And the 2 people that I think came the closest to him were Blind Pick Banditos' bottom laner, a Parkhurst, who got like 2670 or something like that, or somewhere around there. I don't know if he broke 2700 or not, but he got to high 2600s. And then there was Nothing Left to Lose, who I think also got up in the 2700s as well. So those were those are like your top three guys that were doing the ELO thing. But we lost our ability to track ELO for Dominion, unfortunately. So we don't know anymore what they are, but that's when we were able to track it. So we've been kind of basing things off on that. But back to the picks, though. Keep asking questions in chat. I can't always answer them on stream, but I will try and answer them over text in the Twitch chat. So we're seeing that Poppy pick, and we're also seeing Oni Snake on Rengar again. We saw Rengar played to pretty significant effect earlier on in the tournament, using that stealth to kind of pick out Ezreal in some of the engagements and just really deal a ton of damage. Rengar did have some adjustments made to his damage recently, so if anyone out there played Rengar right when he was released, you should play a few more games with him now. They've made some changes to him. ELO Zorbors is just your position on the ladder. It's like your ranking. You know, it shows what level you play at. It's a measurement of skill thing. And yeah, if you haven't played Rengar in a while, they've made some changes to him, to his damage and ratios and things like that. So you might want to change, or you might want to try him out again. We're seeing Amumu picked. Amumu is a disruptive character with the. Did you get that?
Yeah, it should be fine.
Okay. It always scares me when I see that. Amumu's got very durable. He has a big radius AoE snare, and it does a bunch of damage too with that. And he also has a stun, and it stuns a skill shot. That skill shot has quite a long range. Amumu's ranges on his bandage toss and his Curse of Sad Mummy are just, they're huge. They can fully encompass an entire point. So Amumu on a point or Amumu attacking a point, he can really deploy those pretty effectively. We're also seeing a Blitzcrank pick and an Urgot pick as well on PECS Child Sports team.
Quick update for those of you wondering, the Dominate Dominion chat room on the League of Legends North American client is now full. So if you want to join the conversation and whatnot in client, there has been a second chat room made. It's just Dominate Dominion 2, still with capital D's, but just wanted to let you guys know so you guys aren't
the
like,
chat rooms have a cap?
Apparently. Or it was full. I don't know if it's still full, but if you try it and you're not able to join, there is that second one available. So go ahead and check that out. Sir Bates, you should join that chat room. Join the second one.
Achievement unlocked, man. That's kind of cool.
There you go. Be a catalyst for that conversation. But we have more of the picks going through, and we have Half-Hearted on that brand. Is he going to lock that in? We've been talking about the brand guide coming out from Half-Hearted, kind of hailed as that brand player here in the Dominion community. Are we going to see him show us how it's really done? Also, of course, I wanted to mention that Amumu being secured by Feel the Vibe, it's got to be a little scary for PECS and Child Support right now.
Yeah, that's... Man, looking at those, the thing I'm seeing right now that I'm kind of like, whoa, over, is Half-Hearted is known for being an amazing brand player, and there's a guide on Solo Mid that was written by Half-Hearted. It's an absolutely amazing brand guide. I highly recommend it to anyone who wants to play brand in Dominion or wants to know how brand in Dominion works to check that out. It's in the guide section over there. And it's damn good, and Brand does a ton of AoE damage. However, I'm seeing Amumu, I'm seeing Singed, and all I see is Fawn. I just see Force of Nature. Or I see Abyssal Scepter on Amumu, I see Force of Nature on Singed. I'm seeing a Hex Drinker on Rengar, because they're really going to want to mitigate that, because his AoE potential is just so freaking high. And I'm looking at that Blitzcrank, and I'm like, well, I mean, they got that Blitzcrank over there, too. They're going to be buying those Mercury Treads, probably. I mean, and they have Udyr as well. I see Merc Treads and a big MR item really hurting Half-Hearted's ability to kind of deal the damage. We'll have to see how it plays out, though, because my fears could be unfounded. They could build completely differently. But that's the impression that I get. And if that happens, it's going to be up to Poppy to deal the damage, but Poppy's a pretty bursty champion. She kind of falls to sustained damage unless she builds AD, and we don't see AD Poppy very often. So, I don't know. Not sure how I feel about PECS's comp against Feel the Vibes comp.
You know, there's also, I don't know, just a magic resist item on, each champion from Field of Vibe is not only going to hurt Brand though, because Poppy, her Q is extra magic damage, and that's going to be negated. We do see some AoE magic damage coming up from Blitzcrank, and Udyr, the Phoenix stance, is going to add AoE magic damage. It's going to mitigate a lot else, of course, not as nearly as much as Brand, because that's all of his damage. But someone like Poppy, you rely on that Q to completely knock someone's health out. You build some good MR, it's going to be mitigated by quite a bit. We'll see how that plays out. Of course, Poppy's still a great champion, has the stun available, has the mobility, and with that, excuse me, I keep forgetting the term, but with that ultimate, we'll be able to just run through the enemy. But as someone pointed out, there is no straight up just ranged AD carry in this matchup. There's not just a single like squishy damage dealer that you want to focus. Both teams kind of going, I mean, maybe the next up would be Brand out of all these champions. It's going to be Brand who's going to be the squishiest kind of damage dealer in this game. But after that, who do we have? We have Rengar and Lee Sin coming up from Field of Vibe as probably the main damage dealers, or at least burst damage dealers, and they're going to get fairly tanky themselves. They have also very good escapes. On the other side, we have Urgot, who's a tanky ranged AD bruiser. We have Poppy, who's very deceptively tanky because of her ultimate. I mean, like you said, the focus, it's really going to come down to which targets they pick and how it's positioned. Who gets to initiate? Is anyone going to be picked off? If anyone's alone, that's going to be instant death. You're just pretty much saying, hey, focus me, because there's no one else to choose from.
All right, and just scrolling through the chat, looking to see if there's any questions. I see Mohawk Fohawk saying so much revive. I guess I'll handle that one first. Though there's a couple people asking about how they can play games with it and stuff like that. We do community streams and stuff like that pretty often, so they hang out in the Dominate Dominion chat channel, and we'll let you know when those go on. I try and get them going on Fridays, but I unfortunately myself, my computer's not good enough to stream, so I have to have guest streamers to run that. So whenever I have a guest streamer, I try and run stuff on Fridays, and then there's other stream days throughout the week that other people do in houses and things like that. So if you want to get hooked up in that and play in some games that get cast and maybe get made into VODs, join the Dominate Dominion chat channel, or Dominate Dominion 2, rather. Just hang out, And talking about Revive real quick here, because there's people asking about it. Revive buys you time. The tanky meta right now in Dominion is mostly because you want to delay on a point. You don't want people to be able to capture a point, and you just want to delay if you're caught by yourself. That's why you see people build Frozen Hearts. That's why you see people build Randuins a lot. Other items that just slow things down because time is so valuable. And if you get caught on a point by yourself, you just want to delay on that point for as long as you can safely, or sometimes even just until you die, to keep them from getting that point, because sometimes it's just going to be that extra 6 seconds to delay, to wait until your teammates get there to be able to bail that point out and save it. You got to be able to stay alive for that amount of time, but sometimes you just straight get dead. That sentence was incorrect. Sometimes you just die. And when that happens, people could take that point really, really easily. But if you pop that revive, if you see they're going for a point, you notice that there's no one alive on your team, you can pop that revive, get up there, you can interrupt that cap and save that point. It literally comes down to a few seconds, more than on numerous occasions in tournament play. It's literally come down to a 1 to 5 second window. And Revive can get you into that window when you normally wouldn't be able to. It gives you a speed boost. You put that mastery point in it, get that speed boost. It gets you onto the field quicker and lets you get up there to make a difference. And I've seen it win games so many times. But the only way to counter Revive is with another Revive, because the only counter to Revive is not being dead. So you have to be alive as well if they're alive. The only way you can both be alive at the same time is if you both take Revive. Revive alive. They rhyme. It's good. It's important. It also gives you some extra hit points. So if you use your Revive early on in the game for some reason, it gives you a little bit of extra hit points going into the mid-game, helps you stay alive longer, and helps you delay more. Are you loaded in? I think I had a weird thing.
I am loaded in.
Alright, I gotta reload the client. So if you want to talk about items, if there's anything weird going on in the opening builds, etc., etc., etc.
Nothing too out of the ordinary. I am seeing a Chalice of Harmony on Nunu, going for that mana region.
I just got an error. It says game you're trying reconnect to has ended, and it kicked me back to the lobby. Let me see if I can drop in spec on someone.
Hopefully you can, because this should be a really good match. Udyr has opted to start with a boot, a Rebirth Pendant, and then a Doran Shield. For those of you who have been watching, you guys might know the player Jaja, who plays a lot of Udyr bot and starts with double Dorans shields. But we're actually going to see one shield, a Rebirth Pendant for that extra health regen, but then boots going down into that bottom lane. Otherwise, we see a tier on Blitzcrank, very, very standard. Two catalysts actually on Singed and Amumu, both going to be using that very well. And especially up at the windmill, once you hit 4, that extra regen, it's going to be really important. Very, very good item to start with. Otherwise, it's just boots, pots, and prospector items, and the game has begun. So we are going to see Nunu and Udyr going at it in the bot lane. Once again, no crazy strats coming out from these teams, both going up with a standard kind of 3-1 top, and then 1 from each team in the bottom lane. See Lee Sin speeding up here with Brand. Brand trying to catch someone with that Pillar of Flame. It's actually going to hit Lee Sin. Lee Sin not going to get hit by the extra spell though for the stun. And we're seeing Urgot trying to put out some poke. Wow, Amumu jumping right in with that bandage toss onto 3 members. We're going to see a lot of damage getting put out onto Singed and Blitzcrank, but there's the mana barrier from Blitzcrank of making it so that Singed is the first death of the game. Blitzcrank follows soon after Lee Sin trying to live a little bit longer with his safeguard. He's able to put out some damage, but Rengar now also running very low. Poppy smashes him into the wall and gets the last hit for that kill. And now Brand just kiting away this sad, sad Mummy. Mummy's going to back out, doesn't want to keep chasing his Poppy, just beating on his back. And Blitzcrank has shown up through, going to get taken out. But Singed has already started the channel. He's going to get hooked, and that's actually going to be very good for Singed as he's able to fling Brand right back into his team. But Lee Sin jumps in a little bit too far, and Brand's going to get away for the time being. Meanwhile, Urgot and Rengar are dueling. Urgot coming out way on top of that exchange. Brand and Blitzcrank zoning out this Lee Sin, taking him out. Singed now alone up here at the windmill against 3 enemies. He's at good health. Poppy's low, so is Brand. So he is going to be able to chase him away. But who's going to get up here as reinforcements first? It's going to be Urgot coming up from the blue team, and he's going to land that charge, so it's going to allow for the homing missiles coming out from Acid Hunter, and they're going to push away this Amumu. Amumu actually going to be denied the chase. No, he's going to chase through onto Brand with that bandage toss, but he's not able to get the kill. Brand going to live with 46 health as the fight up at the windmill finally ends, and we're going to see PECS take the first 3 cap of the game.
Brand able to get a very nice stun off MMKH's Singe there, and then living through the fight with the painkiller survival method of having double-digit hit points there in that engagement. So just narrowly escaping. Buddha Rice taking the Storm Shield in the middle of a map uncontested. There's really no one down there to be able to stop him from doing that. The bottom lane, Infeed sort of spawn camping the minions there. Going for a little bit of a back cap. Going to force Armor to come back away from the minions. He's trying to, does this to keep Armor from being able to get extra damage on the minions, because he's relying on the minions to get the neutral on the tower. In the middle of the map, Captain Blueberry is taking the Storm Shield there. Half-Hard is just kind of waiting around to see what's going on, wants to kind of protect Poppy a little bit. But at the very top of the map, we have a creep wave getting pushed in. Painkiller grabs a minion. Painkiller loves minion there, and Oni Snake getting caught in the center of the map, though, taken down while that is going on. Buddha Rice coming down there to maybe help him out, but he was just too low on health before then. Amumu back capping the quarry at the bottom of the map. No one responding to that right now. They're responding by pushing on the drill because they know, well, Amumu's down there. We can get that point later. They're going to go in for MMKH and easily pick up that kill. 4 people on the drill right now. We see Udyr going back the bottom lane to take care of Amumu. And Buddha Rice trying to connect with Half-Hard, but Half-Hard, knowing that it was going to come, going to go ahead and move out of the way. Painkiller breaks off from the cap to zone Lee Sin away. Only Snake's Rengar is alive once again. Buddha Rice is kiting around, wants to stay near that point, and PECS in an interesting position. They got 3 points up on the upper half of the map. Oni Snake getting caught right there, getting the stun. Blueberry throwing down the diplomatic immunity there. Is going to chase Oni Snake out of the fight now, and Buddha Rice just to take a ton of damage there. And now MMKH is looking a little worse for wear, getting chased back to point. Is MMKH going to survive for right now? But Blitzcrank lands a very good grab on Armor, pulls him into the fight though, and is able to maybe Painkiller don't stand in that. Oh man, that laser eye surgery, not quite what you bargained for, Blitzcrank. And MMKH catching Confidars with a fling, almost killing him with the poison. Maybe Confidars, your hit points are so low!
Meanwhile, we do see Half-Hearted trying to zone out 3 people right now as We see Feel the Vibe regaining control of that drill. They've been able to hold on to this quarry this whole time though, so if they capture this, they're gonna now have the 3 cap of Mumu now fighting against Udyr 1v1. I think he should be glad that that bandage toss didn't land. He wants to fight under the tower right now. Brand, meanwhile, has been chased all the way back to the windmill. Lee Sin going to try to start a channel there, but decides he doesn't want to fight under the tower alone. Rengar is going to show up for assistance. Rengar is going to start tanking that tower, and Brand is going to get taken down immediately. But can Rengar live? The dot chipping away at his health, 128 health, but he's going to escape as we see Poppy jumping and putting on a ton of damage onto Lee Sin. Lee Sin has been exhausted. His damage output is nothing right now with that exhaust. Blitzcrank misses the grab, going right in between the two champions, and Rengar's still alive with that sustain coming out from his roar with the 5 stacks of ferocity and the armor buff. Singe is now the one tanking the tower. Lee Sin tries to get out alive, but there is the power fist coming out from Blitzcrank, picks up the kill. Brand zoning out Singe, blocking the escape, and now Singe gets stunned, and Blitzcrank is going to check that brush, making sure that no one is lingering around. Everyone has teleported back to base. Pillar Flame and the skill connects as the Fireball comes in for the kill for Brand. Meanwhile, bottom lane, it's a 2v2 now. We have Udyr and Urgot against Nunu and Amumu. Nunu and Amumu looking very, very good. Nunu wants to get that absolute surge. He's been stunned. This is a good chance for him. Udyr doesn't have the burst sense of just yet. He's out of mana, but Nunu gets bursted down by Urgot. Udyr surviving. No, he's going to get taken down by the Tantrum, but Urgot gets out with a double kill and putting PECS back in the lead here in the bottom lane. They also hold the 3 cap up at the windmill. Things are looking very good for PECS right now.
Pays everyone child support playing a good game so far. Booberry is able to pick up that Storm Shield. Buddha Rice decides to pick a fight with Poppy, but a Storm Shield Poppy is very dangerous, especially when Painkiller's Blitzcrank is right behind you. He misses with the grab. Anticipate him going in the wrong direction. Sometimes you just don't know which way they're heading, but he's going to catch him with a Power Fist right there. Lee Sin getting taken down. Now Oni Snake right up against the wall right there. You don't want to be between a Poppy and a wall. It's a bad place to be. Painkiller knows kind of what's going on, but he can't quite see where Oni Snake's going. Oni Snake is able to stealth on out of there in one piece. Now for Drew back on the map, Oni Snake with that Storm Shield. They're looking to connect with Half-Hearted right here. Are we going to see that bandage toss? Then we're going to see the Curse of the Sad Mummy go down first there, and they're really trying to put the hurt on Half-Hearted. They don't want that AoE damage to go anywhere, and there we go. Oni Snake is going to go down. Half-Hearted is going to go down, but for Drew is going to have to retreat to that point right now, and he's not going to make it there in time, although Buddha Rice is back and is able to kind of zone them back away. Poppy is really low on mana, and Painkiller is low on health at the moment, though Singed decided to cut down for that bottom point. MMKH going to go bottom lane, going to pick up that cap on it. And it looks like he's going to get out of there, maybe. No, he's going to opt to kind of hang around. He's going to want to delay that point a little bit. Infeed's going to go in there. MMKH is going to come down to delay this. Going to get that fling going, get that poison going, do some damage. Now Armor is coming up behind after all of this, but now with Half-Hearted there, I don't think this is quite the best place for Armor to be. He's going to delay, but he's not going to delay for too long. Keeps that point in their control for a little bit. Is it going to be long enough to make their play at the top successful, though?
The minion wave is pushing him. Rengar is actually going to stop Blitzcrank as he advances, but there's a great pull into the tower. Amumu shows up for assistance, but Blitzcrank's going to take Lee Sin out with that burst, and we see Poppy just trying to run away, but the ult has ended. Poppy and Rengar trading deaths right there. Blitzcrank right now with a double kill. There's the mana berry. He still has so much health, but Amumu not going to be able to pick up this kill as a triple kill goes down for Painkiller on Blitzcrank, defending that windmill for PECS. Despite the mobility and fluidity coming out from Field of Vibe, PECS is defending very well, sending down an extra member to take back the quarry whenever they need, but maintaining their cap up at the windmill.
MMKH coming up, making a withdrawal from the minion bank up at the top with that poison trail. And Painkiller, Mana Barrier, is still going to be down for a few more moments. MMKH could go for a play here. We'll see if he decides to or not. He does throw down the adhesive there and gets up close, but no, Half-Hearted is now there, and now Painkiller with an airborne, and Half-Hearted with a stun and a pillar, and an everything bad happened to Singe at once up in the top end of the map. Buddha Rice and Oni Snake in the center. Not quite sure which one's going which way. Buddha Rice is going to head back towards the drill to defend it, but looks like we're going to go for a gank down on the bottom. For Drew trying to back cap that point. Infeed has to respond to this by going down there, and now Oni Snake's going to catch him with the bola and start putting the hurt on him, but Painkiller is really disruptive. Goes in there, gets Oni Snake with absolute zero, is going to go down. And, oh god, Confidarius joining the fight, though, getting exhausted the second he comes in. They want to limit his damage as soon as he gets into the fight there. And all that did was kind of delay things from ending a little bit faster. Get the position reversal, pulls for Drew over towards the tower. Looked like he was trying to go for getting him underneath it, but wasn't quite able to reach. And Confidarius picking up the triple kill with the Windex, cleaning things up down there.
PECS now holds 2 triple kills in this game. They're playing very, very well, picking the right fights to win. They're just coming out on top whenever they choose to fight. Otherwise, they're trying to run away, as we see Poppy trying to do right now. Singe is chasing with that Insanity Potion, but decides, you know what? You're really low. I'm going to go ahead and try to take this windmill, but Brand is going to have a word with that. There's the stun onto Singe on the Pillar of Flame. Poppy just trying to run away. There's the Pyroclasm, and Singe is going to go down with the last auto attack from Poppy as she turns back around for that hit. Meanwhile, we see Amumu catching Blitzcrank alongside Lee Sin. Can Painkiller get away? He's been so crucial to PECS' team fights so far. He's running very, very low. He's trying to run away as Urgot comes up for help, and he's going to go right onto Rengar, picks up the kill, and goes to the tower with that Mana Barrier. Lee Sin has been completely locked down by Urgot. Poppy coming in to try to help if needed. Poppy needs to watch out. No, Poppy's just going to take the kill on Amumu. PECS defending this windmill once again, despite all this pressure. People running low on health, but they are picking the right fights and the right targets right now.
And they are still above 400 Nexus health in this game right now. Infeed has been doing a pretty good job of keeping things consistent bottom lane, although they have ganked him pretty aggressively so far this game. But every time that one of those ganks goes down and things kind of go back into some sort of semblance of normalcy after that, Infeed is just right up in Armor's face afterward each and every time. Been very good at keeping pressure down the bottom lane, but now Fadru in a little bit of a tricky spot. He's in the middle of the entire team. Half-Hard spending that Pillar of Flame on, getting that damage in on there. Position reversal goes off. MMKH trying to get away. He's popped the Insanity Potion and is able to just kind of edge away from there. Turns around. Looks like he's going for a grab. He wants to find a grab, but he's just not quite getting one. Gets airborne instead for his troubles and is going to get taken down there. And now, Fadru in the fight, we'll see how much of a difference he's going to be able to make. See if he can take down Captain Blueberry or not. Oni Snake is able to secure that kill. Hopping on in there. And there's MMKH with a revive. Coming back, gets that fling and helps take them down there. And now Half-Hearted is being pursued. Fadru with a great stun right there to shut him down. Knew that if he did not land that, Half-Hard would have been able to defeat him. But now Painkiller's looking around. He's like, hey, Fadru's still over here? Nope, not over here. Misses with the grab, though. Oni State caught him with the bolas. But up at the top, they're trying to push that creep wave up. They really want to get that tower neutral. They really want to assert control back over it again. But they haven't been able to reconnect with that. And this is going to be one of the best times they have an opportunity to do so. Half-Hard is dead right now. So if they can get things rolling, they're 4v3 up here. But, oh, crap!
Wow!
Blitzcrank with a great grab, pulls MMKH right over, but Fadru decides, wait a minute, I can do that too. Vanish tosses right on through that house. Amumu through the wall in there, getting right into the thick of the fight right away, and Brand is still not there yet. Painkiller taking a lot of damage. Blueberry, though, really high on health and pretty good on mana, but now Half-Hard is able to arrive, and Buddha Rice is going to go down. Fadru has to retreat back to the drill. Amazing grab there by Painkiller.
And we are going to see Rengar show up trying to assassinate someone. He's actually going to go first for Brand, and there's the Pyroclasm finishing off Amumu with no contest whatsoever. There's the exhaust onto Brando, and here's Singe, flings him right back into Rengar's grasp. Rengar should be able to get the kill right there with the bola. A double kill for Oni Snake on Rengar, playing for Feel the Vibe. Can they go and take the windmill? I don't think they're going to have time. We see Blitzcrank and Urgot showing up right away. Singe is going to try to delay them, but Rengar's trying to make sure they have a minion wave to support them. It's going to be a 2v2 with the defender's advantage going for PECS. PECS going for that silence by Blitzcrank right on the tower. Gets the grab to bring Rengar back into tower range, using the tower to their advantage for that extra damage. Meanwhile, Urgot putting out so much damage onto Singe, successfully defending the windmill once again. I can't believe how long PECS has been holding onto that tower. Meanwhile, Udyr in a lot of trouble, does get taken down, but here's Brand. Can Brand defend the quarry alone? Nope, it's not going to matter because Poppy is here to the rescue and pushes Lee Sin back as he tries to jump over. Lee Sin gets exhausted. He's in a very bad spot. There's the absolute zero. Is it going to be nearly enough damage? It does chip down Poppy and Brand quite a bit. Poppy's going to pick up that kill, and now Nunu needs to run away. Nunu also still very low on mana right now. He's running for that health relic, and this is going to give PECS time to push against the dribble. Rengar's coming in with that stealth. Can he get a pickup onto Blitzcrank? He gets the leap right in time. He gets the AoE burst, but there's the lockdown from Urgot trying to save Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank will still go down to Amumu, and Rengar barely surviving with that health sap on his roar as Amumu runs straight for the windmill. Can Feel the Vibe finally take the windmill away from PECS?
Looks like they're going to get at least the neutral, and they might get the cap before Poppy gets there. Poppy's terrible at killing minions, though, and they are going to get that cap throws down the diplomatic immunity on Oni Snake immediately. She does not want to deal with that at all. And now, with the adhesive going down, MMK popped that Insanity Potion. He's looking for Booberry, wants to fling Poppy into the tower. Hey, Booberry, go say hi to Buddha Rice for me. Come on, get the fling. No, MMK is going to get slowed down by Half-Heart. That Riley's Crystal Scepter making the difference between being able to connect with that fling or not. And now throws Booberry back. But it's a very different battle with Half-Heart and Confidarius here. And a quick double kill for Confitarius. And now, Singe trying to get away, but he's being chased by Painkiller. And normally you don't want to chase Singe, but Painkiller seems to think that's quite okay. And he does have a lot of mana, so he could engage if he wants to, but he's not going to. Half-Heart and Confitarius are going to go up to the top there. Oni Snake coming in, throws that damage on Half-Heart immediately, but you see that Hextech Sweeper goes off right the second that he saw that extra hit go in. Brand with the Hextech Sweeper, using it to reveal Oni Snake there and helping to limit his damage. Good play there by Half-Heart with that item use. For those not familiar, the Hextech Sweeper is a click effect item that reveals an area temporarily and also reveals stealth, so it's a good thing to have handy.
Meanwhile, PECS once again takes the windmill after that fight. Amumu also going to fight with Poppy here next to the Storm Shields. Both champions taking quite a bit of damage. They're just going to back off. Buddha Rice now comes to the core. Feel the vibe trying once again for their kind of fluid playstyle, going for a separate 3-cap. Can Poppy block it? No, the neutrals will go down, but Lee Sin definitely not going to get the cap here. Brand has shown up. Lee Sin needs to run. He doesn't want to sit too long to try to delay this, because that's going to cost the Boneyard as Nunu comes in to try to help the Pyroclasm a little bit late, so it's going to be down for the next team fight. Up at the top, we see Urgot using his lockdown to get back under tower range with the Garrison. Blitzcrank and Urgot doing all they can to defend this tower against 3 people. Amumu is going to live with only 50 health as Rengar gets a double kill once again. Feel the vibe, going to retake that windmill with only 60 points left on their Nexus. Actually, they're not going to get the full cap just yet. They have to wait for the minions or take out Brand. Brand looking for the stun onto Rengar, but there's a great fling from Singe, but he moves out of the way, so Rengar gets stunned, gets a full Pillar of Flame in his face, gets taken out by Hayparted all on his own in a 2v1 situation. Well, Poppy comes to the rescue to take out Singe. Singe is trying to run away, but there's Poppy jumping in with Heroic Charge and now trying to keep both Lee Sin and Amumu away from Brand as Brand tries to go for the channel. Brand is low though, so Brand needs to make an escape right away. Stunning Amumu, does not want to get hit by the Banish Walls, but there's a great Sonic Wave over the wall, and there's a double kill for Lee Sin.
Walls only a suggestion, ladies and gentlemen. They are not a rule. Buddha Rice going through and able to take down Half-Heart. And what? Huh? Buddha Rice just going to back on out of there. They're going to go for Drew instead, opting to take him down so they can put more pressure on the tower. And Half-Heart is going to get his revenge on Buddha Rice right there. And now Oni Snake has to try and defend this tower by himself. I don't quite think Rengar is the best champion to do it, but he's going to do his damnedest. Singe coming up from behind, looking to deliver into this fight, and here he goes. But how long can Singe keep things from getting capped up here? We'll find out. Singe looking like he's going to back on out of there already. No, position reversal brings him right back in to harm's way.
Great plays coming up from PECS. Meanwhile, Enfield fighting valiantly here in the bottom lane against Armor. Despite all that early pressure that was put out against him, he's been pressuring right up against the Boneyard here whenever it was a 1v1, really holding the line here in the bot lane, allowing PECS to focus on their play in the top portion of the map. Meanwhile, we do see Lee Sin and Mumu catching Poppy. They're going to pick up that kill, and now 4 people moving up towards the windmill. Feel the Vibe needs to make this play, and they need to succeed. If they don't come out of this, they don't have that many revives up. They're going to need to wait for a really do-or-die situation. Now, Mumu gets caught alone. Not the place he wants to be. There's the Pillar of Flame, and Urgot and Brand putting out so much damage. Urgot's going to pick off the kill, and that leaves a huge gaping hole in the teamfight capability coming up from Field of Vive. Only 37 Nexus points left. Singe is going to get stunned. Rengar tries to jump in, but he isn't able to assassinate Brand. Meanwhile, there's the Pyroclasm bouncing in between all 3 champions. Singe running solo alongside Lee Sin. Lee Sin gets taken out by Blitzcrank's AoE slides. A double kill for Blitzcrank, and Singe is going to be sent packing home. 25 points left, a 3-1 cap as the Boneyard has been neutralized. Udyr just keeping Nunu locked down. He doesn't need to win the fight. He just needs to keep it from being recapped. That's going to bring Amumu's attention to the bottom, leaving the drill completely open for PECS to capture. This is going to be game victory going to Pays Evelyn Child Support here in Game 1 of this week's Dominate Dominion Finals.
Yeah, Udyr was able to take down Armor down in that bottom lane near the end of the game. I had my camera down there for that, and he got a really nice minion push on there and was able to do quite a bit of harass on before getting a second wave built up to drive it home for the kill and able to secure that point. Pays Evelyn child support, winning this